Donald Trump is now calling for a major investigation into the celebrity endorsements given to Kamala Harris. First Amendment, anyone? Let's discuss. I'm Dave Aronberg, former state attorney for Palm Beach County, a.k.a. the Florida lawman here on Legal AF. Thank you for all your support. Hit that subscribe button. Let's talk about the latest in Trump's attempt to weaponize the government against his enemies, like those celebrities who endorsed his opponent. Yes, Trump now wants a criminal investigation into these endorsements. I'm not making it up. According to ABC News, President Donald Trump has called for a major investigation into several celebrity endorsements former Vice President Kamala Harris received during the 2024 presidential campaign, suggesting without evidence that some of the celebrities were illegally paid for their endorsements. Some of the celebrities have publicly denied being paid any fee at all, and experts say there is no FEC law barring campaign payments for endorsements. But see, that's what happens when celebrities endorse one candidate over the other, and the only endorsements that that Trump got was like Scott Baio, perhaps, and did Steven Seagal endorse him? I don't know, but Steven Seagal did show up at a Putin event in Russia. So, yes, so I guess if you can't beat them, then try to have them prosecuted, right? So Trump is now going after these celebrities, saying that it's an FEC violation. You can't give someone a campaign contribution over a certain limit, but an endorsement is an endorsement, and you're allowed. Why even bother, right? It's going nowhere. This is the kind of thing that he wants to weaponize the government to go after his enemies. But even if he has loyal people in charge, this is the kind of thing they'll never get through a grand jury, never get through a judge, and certainly would never get through a jury trial. The juries would hate something like this. Would be thrown out well before. It would never get filed. It's just the ramblings of someone who still resents the fact that there were high-profile individuals who actually worked against him. Quote, candidates aren't allowed to pay for endorsements, which is what Kamala did under the guise of paying for entertainment, Trump wrote in a pair of social media posts Monday. The Harris campaign paid production companies funded by Oprah Winfrey, Bruce Springsteen, and Beyonce for services provided during and after the 2024 election. But Winfrey and Beyonce's mother, who runs her production company, both said the payments were for production costs associated with the events they participated in. Campaign law experts told ABC News that the Federal Election Commission has no regulations against federal campaigns paying celebrities or influencers for endorsements, nor would they be considered illegal contributions as Trump suggested, as long as those payments are properly disclosed. The FTC oversees disclosure obligations for paid endorsement, the experts said. So if you want to know why this is happening, it's because of the boss. Yes, Bruce Springsteen, the boss, based on what he said about Donald Trump. This is Trump's way of striking back against Springsteen. According to the Associated Press, opening a tour in Manchester, England, Springsteen told his audience last Thursday that the America I love, the America I've written about that has been a beacon of hope and liberty for 250 years, is currently in the hands of a corrupt, incompetent, and treasonous administration. He added, tonight we ask all who believe in democracy and the best of our American experiment to rise with us, raise your voices against authoritarianism, and let freedom ring. And then the back and forth began. Trump doesn't like when people criticize him, so then Trump lashed back out, suggesting that Springsteen and Beyonce should be investigated. Also, Trump said that Bruce Springsteen is a dried-out prune of a rocker. Keep in mind, Springsteen is actually younger than Trump. He said his skin is all atrophied, and he ought to keep his mouth shut, all caps, until he gets back in the country. That's the old saying, a hit dog howls. Now, that didn't scare Bruce Springsteen. I mean, they don't call him the boss for nothing. I mean, the next night, also in the same city, he performed again, and he repeated his criticisms. And you compare Springsteen to Big Law and Republicans in the Senate, and you say, wow, he's got more courage than a lot of these folks, but especially the folks who are supposed to be the big, tough lawyers who are going to be representing people against the abuses of an administration. But I guess those law firms had to make a business decision. Bruce Springsteen, who could offend people because, after all, he's got fans from both sides of the aisle, but he didn't care. And it's not the first time that Springsteen has spoken out against Trump or a Republican president, according to Associated Press, when former President Ronald Reagan referenced Bruce Springsteen's message of hope at a campaign stop during the height of the rockers' Born in the USA popularity. Springsteen wondered if Reagan had listened to his music and its references to those left behind in the 1980s economy. He has also had an occasionally bumpy relationship with one-time Republican presidential candidate and former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, a fan of his music. Springsteen has campaigned for Trump's opponents, including Harris last fall. In 2020, he said that a good portion of our fine country, to my eye, has been thoroughly hypnotized, brainwashed by a con man from Queens. Yeah, that'll leave a mark. Meanwhile, there have been some celebrities who have performed at Trump's campaign events over the years, and there are no records, according to ABC News, that Trump's campaign or any other Trump entities have paid them or their companies. So perhaps that's also an in-kind contribution that would run afoul of FEC rules, right? Country singer Lee Greenwood, whose song God Bless USA is frequently featured at Trump rallies and it was performed at Trump campaign events himself, stated on social media in November that he had not been compensated in any form by the Trump campaign or the Trump organization for his campaign appearances, saying he's happy to have stood by Trump. Yeah, and it's his right to do so, but if you're going to throw stones, better not live in a glass house. Kamala Harris paid. It was for those production costs and other ancillary expenses, which are all above board. So, again, got to be careful. But in the end, this is just a distraction away from unpopular deportation policies and unpopular tariff policies. Keep your eye on the ball, and we'll keep doing it here on Legal AF. I'm Dave Aronberg, former state attorney for Palm Beach County, a.k.a. the Florida Lawman. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, share with a friend, leave a comment below. Thank you for all your support, and I'll see you next time.
I'm Michael Popak, and I got some big news for our audience. Most of you know me as the co-founder of Midas Touch's Legal AF and the Legal AF YouTube channel, or as a 35-year national trial lawyer. Now, building on what we started together on Legal AF, I've launched a new law firm, the Popak Firm, dedicated to obtaining justice through compassionate and zealous legal representation. At the Popak Firm, we are focused on obtaining justice for those who have been injured or damaged by a life-altering event, by securing the highest dollar recoveries. I've been tirelessly fighting for justice for the last 35 years, so my own law firm organically building on my Legal AF work just feels right. And I've handpicked a team of top-tier trial fighters and settlement experts throughout all 50 states known as big auto injury attorneys who have the know-how to beat heartless insurance companies, corporations, government entities, and their attorneys. Big Auto's attorneys working with my firm are rock stars in their respective states and collectively responsible for billions of dollars in recoveries. So if you or a loved one have been on the wrong side of a catastrophic auto, motor vehicle, rideshare, or truck accident, suffered a personal injury, or been the victim of medical malpractice, employment harassment or discrimination, or suffered a violation of your civil and constitutional rights, then contact the Popak Firm today at 1-877-POPAK-AF or by visiting my website at www.thepopakfirm.com and fill out a free case evaluation form. And if we determine that you have a case and you sign with us, we don't get paid unless you do. The Popak Firm, fighting for your justice every step of the way.